my boyfriend's at the shops and he called me to ask if I wanted anything, and I said no. If he walks through that fucking door without a treat for me, he's going to have the worst night of his life.
You said no. You said no. I don't understand stuff like this. Is he not supposed to respect your boundaries? Is he supposed to be able to read your mind and be like, okay, this no means yes, or this no means surprise? Why can't you just say that? If you just want something, just say, I would love a treat or something, surprise me. I'd love a drink, whatever it is. This is why a lot of men just don't want to date anymore, because it's gotten so complicated where it's like we announce at the top of our lungs, no means no. Respect our boundaries. But then also, he's going to have the worst night of his life if he doesn't magically read my mind on this. Do you see where that problem is? Because you can't just say that and have exclusions. Does that mean every time you say no, that means yes? Because he could end up in hot water for that one. And no one ever talks about the exhausting part of this. Like, if he's punished for being honest and for following through and listening to you, and he needs to read your mind magically, like, that is emotional labor. That is exhausting, trying to decode what you said. Oh, she said no on this. Does that mean she means yes? If she says she likes this thing, does that mean she actually doesn't like this thing and she actually likes the one that she said she hated? Like, this is why a lot of men go into relationships not sure which extreme to be. Do I listen to her, hear her out, respect her boundaries, or do I assume I know better in these situations and just go with what I think is right? Because as a woman like me, who is incredibly blunt, I hate this mindset and I hate these videos, because it's like, when I say something, I mean it. If I say I like this, or I want this, or I don't want this, I mean it 100%. So it's like, women like this ruin relationships for blunt women like me who are honest and boundaried, because like, then we don't get what we want, or he gets scared. And this also puts your man on constant eggshells. Also, you set your man up to fail, because deep down, I almost feel like this is like a power trip. Because if he comes home with something and you told him you didn't want anything, and maybe this was the one time you genuinely didn't want anything, you can get mad at him. You can get mad at him for not listening to you. But also, if he doesn't bring something, you can get mad at him for not bringing you something. So he's in a situation where no matter what he does, he could get in trouble. It could turn into this huge argument that ruins your guys' whole day. And worst night of his life, that's a threat. Why is it okay for women to threaten men, but men can't threaten women? I don't think anybody should be threatening anybody. But like, the double standard there is absolutely ridiculous. Like, what does that mean for him? It's okay to say he's gonna have the worst night of his life. Like, that could entail some pretty bad things, possibly illegal. And it's okay to post that on the internet? Like, you've got to be toxic to say stuff like that. Like, why would you want someone you claim to love to have the worst night of his life because of you? Not because of some random thing that happened that you had no say in. Like, that's monstrous. Also, I would argue you don't love somebody, even when you're mad at them. Even when they did the worst thing in the world, you still shouldn't want harm for that person. Like, yeah, maybe you're like in a bad mood and you're like, go away, I don't want to talk to you right now. Leave me alone. I don't want to see you right now. But you should never, ever wish ill will on your partner, ever. And I would argue you don't love the person if you're secretly hoping bad things happen to them, even when you're mad. And then also, this creates a parent-child dynamic when you think about it. Because what do you do with babies and toddlers who don't know what they want? A toddler might be like, oh, I'm not hungry, but they actually are because they haven't eaten in a while and you need to feed them. Same with a baby, like, they just cry. It's like, you're doing the same thing a baby or a toddler does when you just expect him to read your mind. Is he supposed to, like, have a running log where he's like, okay, she needs to eat at this time, she needs to eat this, she needs to take her vitamin, she needs to drink some water? Like, a lot of women talk about not wanting to be a mother to their man, but you're acting like a child to your man. So you want him to be your daddy? Like, that's weird. That's really weird. Also, this teaches men to overfunction. And maybe you're thinking, I don't care. It benefits me. Yeah, okay, but is that good for his mental health to overfunction in relationships? Is he supposed to spend all day, every day, like freaking out, panicking, feeling like he's walking on eggshells, worried about how you're feeling, worried about what you might need or want, worried about decoding every single word or sentence that you say? You want that for him? You want him to be stressed constantly? The quality of his life massively goes down in those situations. That's why men love blunt women who are straightforward and they actually mean what they say. Because stress is not healthy, and he already has to deal with stress when he goes to his job. He already has to deal with stress with every other part of his life. Can he not have one area of peace and calm? At least most of the time. I mean, I know relationships aren't perfect. You're going to argue sometimes, you're going to have issues, but like he should feel like he's coming home to you. You should feel like home to him. And the fact that stuff like this is just normalized is absolutely insane to me.